With 2022's penultimate quarter drawing to a close, I'm joined again by one of our Feedinfo analysts, Lydia Ma, for her roundup of what the last few months has looked like for our industry across the globe. Starting with China, whose lysine and threonine prices have been pretty sluggish off the back of Q2 earlier this year. In fact, we saw threonine China FOB prices averaging out around $1.29 per kilogram this quarter. That's a 21% drop compared to Q2. Both lysine and threonine continued their decreasing trends until September. However, average prices of lysine HCl China FOB increased from $1.18 per kilogram to $1.24 per kilogram during September.
Prices started picking up at the beginning of September because of four factors: domestic market demand recovering due to a stronger breeding industry environment, soybean meal prices increasing, corn production decreasing, and a seasonal trend of raising consumption.
It was an interesting quarter for the vitamins market. Despite all large vitamins producers experiencing planned maintenance shutdowns during the quarter, the China vitamin E FOB prices dropped by 13% quarter-on-quarter and 7% year-on-year due to weak demand.
Buyers experienced a few bumps in the road coming out of the previous quarter's production shutdown. Vitamin E prices rebounded a little towards the end of August, triggered by Russia's announcement of the shutdown of the Nord Stream 1 pipeline turbine, whereas the rest of the vitamin market prices continued to slip down steadily.
But it wasn't just Asia experiencing changes in the vitamins market. Over in Europe, vitamin E average spot prices dropped by nearly 10% despite concerns of production issues.
Activities in the European market stepped up in the first week of September, as producers refrained from offering their prices, following production issues with some suppliers. However, the increased activity was short-lived, and low demand continuing from previous quarters has kept a lid on prices.
And the same could be said for Europe-delivered Chinese brand lysine HCl spot prices, as they averaged around €1.99 per kilogram in Q3 this year, down 18% quarter-on-quarter.
Due to the overall drop in demand to include key amino acids in formulations, we have begun to see that reflected in Chinese brand lysine HCl and threonine spot prices delivered to Europe. However, the energy-related production costs could provide support to feed additive markets in Q4, but we will have to wait and see.
Meanwhile, over in North America, there was a steep 50% drop in shipping costs. This led to vitamins and amino acid import prices reaching an annual low. But there was a silver lining for some buyers.
Due to most of the US experiencing extreme droughts recently, cattle culling increased with slaughter rates 4% higher than a year ago, along with avian influenza. There has been dramatic impact on the market through the summer months, leading to low activity. This pushed Chinese sellers to offer new low prices or delivered prices without added taxes and tariffs in order to move product.
This quarter, we saw global operation rates lowered for vitamin A for the first time since 2017. However, the same could not be said for the inclusion rates.
In 2017, when vitamin A prices soared past $100 per kilogram in the US, nutritionists adjusted inclusion rates. This year, sellers thought US buyers would readjust vitamin A inclusion rates once again as BASF had come back to the market. But as vitamin A prices moved down to $30 per kilogram this quarter, inclusion rates remained the same, leaving many sellers left wondering if this marks the new normal.
In Europe, phosphate buyers estimate demand has fallen 10 to 30% this year. In the US, MCP prices rose by 16% this quarter, but prices still remain below European levels.
The European MCP prices dropped because of good market availability and weak demand. From the supply side, material continued to flow from Russia and China, even though the purchasing activities slowed down. US prices were impacted by short supply and high delivery fees, which was escalated by fuel surcharges increased on high diesel cost and short supply of fuel.
Then there is South America, where spot prices fell in all markets during Q3. Even as meat exports from Brazil have increased this year, domestic demand for meat remains poor amid high inflation rates in the region.
Brazil imports all vitamins from Asia and Europe, and with a 60-day timeframe to get material to Brazil, buyers will hesitate to commit due to concern that FOB China and DDP Europe prices would fall before the material arrives.
Feedinfo's specialist team of analysts, researchers, and journalists curated this video especially for you. More than 600 organizations in over 60 countries use Feedinfo's extensive pricing analysis, insight, news, and information every day to make informed decisions in global feed markets. To find out more about the world's only IOSCO-compliant price reporting and news agency exclusively for animal nutrition, visit our website feedinfo.com and request your free trial.